Hey guys, what's up? So, I just got done watching the WandaVision season finale. I just woke up and I'm recording this video now. Wow, what a finale, guys. I am blown away. What a good way to end the show. I know this is weird coming from me because I'm sure you guys probably thought I would have done an episode by episode review of the show. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to wait till the final one to give an overall review of the show. So this video is going to be a review of the finale and a review of the overall show. So let's just hop right into it. We got to talk about this. So the season finale of WandaVision has finally come. It's crazy to even think about that it's already been 9 weeks since this show started. It's insane to think. It feels like just yesterday that this show started. Overall, though, I am happy with the way that this show ended. I thought this was a good finale, although I don't think it was a great finale. And we'll get into that we'll get to that honestly right now. Actually, I do want to talk about the issues I had, and then we'll get into the good stuff. I only had 2 issues. My first issue being that I didn't like how they handled fake Pietro, as we've come to call him now. I don't like the fact that he was the butt end of a dick joke at the end of the day, because if you think about it, like, yes, he did bring some important information to the show in regards to what was going on, but I don't know if he was needed then at the end of the day. Now, I just don't know if he was even needed. Specifically Evan Peters, who, if you don't know, Evan Peters is the actor who is playing fake Pietro here, and he is also the actor that plays Pietro in the X-Men Fox universe of Marvel characters. With the X-Men in the Fox universe, all those characters, he plays that version of Quicksilver, where obviously Aaron Taylor Johnson, he plays the MCU's version of Quicksilver, and of course he is dead. So they brought Evan Peters in for this, and I don't really like how they handled him, in my opinion. Now looking back on it, I just don't know what the reason was to bring him in specifically for that. Like, now looking back on it, I actually almost wish they had done it just with Aaron Taylor Johnson. I actually don't even know why they needed Evan Peters for this. I get why they probably did it, but I don't see why they had to bring Evan Peters in specifically. So that was my first major issue. And then my second issue, and now this is no fault in any way to the show or the showrunners or anybody who was working on the show, anybody at Marvel. This is none of their fault in any way. But the theories that I have been hearing and people say throughout the internet on certain, I follow a bunch of movie talk shows and all that, and the theories that people created and were thinking of throughout the past couple of weeks through the last, 5 episodes, because that's when it really started to pick up. It did dumb down the episode for me because it kept me on my toes. I will give it that. It kept me on my toes, really wondering, is something going to happen? Are one of these theories actually going to come true? And at the end of the day, there were some theories that did come to light. Specifically the stuff around White Vision and Wanda and the kids and the manifestation vision that we have been with throughout the entire show. And so I think the theories that people kept thinking of were just they kind of dubbed it down for me. I feel like if I hadn't seen any of those theories, it probably would have been a little better. But since I am one of the people who didn't try coming up with any theories, it actually was fine for me. I wasn't disappointed in any way. And I know the director came out and said that, there are going to be some people with theories that are going to be disappointed. And it's unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie crumbled, I guess, for this. So overall, those were my 2 issues with the finale. And I guess really overall with the show itself then, I guess those are my only 2 main issues with the show. Other than that, this was a good finale. I like how it ended. I like the big... By the way, guys, this is a spoiler. I'm talking spoilers for the show, so I will have had put a spoiler warning up before I started this review, so don't worry. If anybody is still watching this and you haven't watched the finale or even the show yet, I don't know why you are still tuning in, but other than that, let's now talk about the good stuff. I loved the battles. I loved the Vision versus Vision. I loved Agatha versus Wanda. I think that was all done really well. I think all the stuff surrounding them with Jimmy Woo and Monica Rambeau and Hayward, I get, well, not really Hayward to an extent, because obviously he is a big dick for doing what he was doing, and almost in a way he kind of made himself a villain in this finale, because I think a lot of people really thought that before this episode that he was really just a big douchebag, like corporate kind of guy that was trying to do the best he could for for the world. But he turned himself into a villain. He is a villain now after what he tried to do in this episode. He's not a good guy. And of course we see he gets arrested by the end. And so I liked what happened surrounding the main battles and the final battle. And we see that, WandaVision, just Wanda. We see that Wanda is, in a way, able to lose her power from Agatha, who is basically has the ability to take it from her, and that makes her less powerful the more she does it. But then we find out through the use of the Darkhold, which is the book. We finally learn what that book is. It's called the Darkhold, and I'm pretty sure that's just one of Doctor Strange's books from his vault that she uses. And Wanda is basically able to use that book to help defeat Agatha and use those spells against her. And so she's just basically the most powerful character at this point that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ever brought us. And I don't think there's no question. She is the most powerful one. It's crazy the stuff that she was able to conjure up in this episode and the way she was able to do things. And it just specifically throughout the entire show in general, the fact that she was able to create this manifestation of Vision, create her kids, which we learn are not real. We come to find out that they are in fact not real, and that they can't exist outside the Hex. So by the time that we get to that sad ending that we get, which it was sad, guys. I didn't cry and I didn't tear up, but it was really, really emotional. Her having to say goodbye to her kids the way that they do, and her having to say goodbye to that Vision that she had been with for the entire show, it was an emotional scene for sure. And I am and we also see that she puts Agatha in a place where now she is a TV show character that is a manifestation too as well. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe that'll come back in the future, I'm not sure, but we also learned that White Vision and our main Vision that we've been with through the show were able to come to an understanding, and the main Vision was able to turn the White Vision out from who he was before and turn him into something different with the memories of the real Vision. And it's like, what are they going to do with that? Is that going to come back? Is he now the real Vision? Did Vision just come back to life? So it's like, I don't know what's going to happen with that. That is going to be one of the bigger questions that we talk about going forward in the future, is what is going to happen with that White Vision? Because we see him leave, and then we don't see him ever again throughout the rest of the episode. So there's just many questions there, and let's get into those final two post-credit scenes. This is the final thing we'll talk about for the review. The two post-credit scenes, we find out that after everything has gone down, Monica is brought into the theater of Westview by this agent who turns out to be a Skrull. And she's telling her he wants to see you. And she's like, where? And the Skrull points up, and that is essentially her saying he wants to see you in space. Because if you guys remember, in Spider-Man Far From Home, in that movie's post-credit, we find out that Nick Fury is in space. He's up in space. And this post-credit scene is a direct tie to Captain Marvel 2, which is coming in the next few years, which I'm excited for. I can't wait for that movie. It's going to be interesting for sure. So that was a post-credit scene to basically set up that movie. And then the final post-credit scene at the very end of the credits, well, not the very end, but at the end of the credits, we find out that Wanda is secluded herself in the middle of nowhere in this little shack. And she apparently has the Darkhold still, of which she is able to use her astrophysical body, which is a callback to Doctor Strange. And she is reading through the book, and then we hear her kids, who... I don't know if this post-credit scene is saying that her kids are still alive too, and they're still there, but it's so weird. And this post-credit scene... And I saw somebody say that apparently the music in this scene also was a darker version of the Doctor Strange theme. So basically this post-credit scene is setting up the Doctor Strange movie, the next one, the second one, Multiverse of Madness. And my guess is that she is probably going to be the villain of that movie. Most likely, if that's what this post-credit scene is saying. So I'm also now very excited for that movie. I'm intrigued to see what happens with that movie. I am. Guys, overall, the show was really good. It was really well done. I liked the sitcom. Like, obviously the show took a while to get into because of the whole sitcom aspect and the first couple of episodes being black and white. And I'm not somebody who's ever watched a sitcom. I have seen stuff from certain sitcoms like The Office, but I'm not somebody who's watched Malcolm in the Middle or Dick Van Dyke. I've never seen any of that stuff before. So it was definitely something new that they brought that I was able to get into, and it takes time. The show takes time to get into, and I really liked what they did throughout every episode, going from decade to decade and different sitcoms to different sitcoms. I liked that. And overall, it paid off in the end. Even with the two issues that I had overall, you know, I felt like this was a good show. Overall, if I had to give a grading for the show, I'd give the show a 9 out of 10. I think this was a solid show. Really good show. I liked this a lot. I might rewatch it sometime in the future. I don't know. I think this is going to be it for this particular show. This is probably a limited series type thing. So, who knows? I might watch it again sometime in the future. We'll have to see, but guys, overall, that's all I got. What a way to close off. We are now moving into Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is the next show, which starts in 2 weeks. Now, with that one, I'm debating doing a week-to-week episode review, but at the end of the day, I'm probably just going to do an overall season review by the time it ends. So, that's the next one up, guys. I can't wait for that one. By the way, if I missed anything during this review, comment down below and let me know. What did you think of this episode, this finale? What did you think of the show overall? Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know, I want to hear your thoughts. Please comment down below. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. We're on to the next one now, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I will see you guys all for that one when it ends. So that's going to do it for me, everybody. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.